Welcome to Dark Caper Tutorials. This is episode 3, Basic Texturing. And here's a picture of now on with the tutorial. First of all, go into your Polygon tab and select the cube. Just making the cube just anywhere. Doesn't matter where. Just size it up a little bit. Maybe move it up. Fill it out. You should know this already. If you don't, go watch episode 1 and 2. It's quite informative, and this is totally not self-promotion. Really, it isn't. Anyway, make sure you're in polygons in the drop-down menu, and then go to rendering in your tabs. Rendering. There are many things in rendering, but we're going to concentrate on these three: the Blinn, the Lambert, and the Pong. The Blinn is it's a very dull metal texture. It'll give you whatever you put on the texture a little bit of a shine. But the Pong, on the other hand, is very shiny, like stainless steel or very polished silver. And then you got the Lambert, which has no shine to it at all. It's just a standard texture. So we're just going to click the Lambert, and this will come up in your attributes editor. You can change the name if you want to. Anyway, also if you want to change the type of texture you're using, you can also use the type and then change whatever you want in here. I'm just going to stay with Lambert. The first thing in the drop down menu is color. You can darken the color or lighten the color, but you can also click this little box here and you get the color wheel. Oops. Which you can change the color completely. Let's go for a vibrant pink. Let's do that. Let's go for a vibrant pink. That's basically. We'll come back to this later on when I go into more advanced Photoshop textures. But that will be in part 2. This is only part 1. Transparency. This makes, it's self-explanatory. It makes your object transparent. As you can see in this render here, you can see straight through the object. When it's not transparent, you can. Also I'm using standard Maya software and not Mental Ray at the second, because unfortunately my laptop's messing up a little bit, so I don't want to risk a crash again. Next on the list is ambient color. It doesn't really give the object any light, but it makes it more pronounced. It's not really glowing, but it's as if it's illuminated from inside. Turn that down. Incandescence. It's pretty much the same thing, but except it lightens the texture of your polygon. In this case, a cube. Or however, you can also lighten it using the color slider. We're not going to do bump mapping this time. I'm going to do a specialist bump map tutorial later on in the series, where I'll teach you how to make things look like they're coming towards you. We won't be doing diffusion or any of these until the muzzle flash tutorial, so they don't matter at the moment, but in this tutorial we'll do special effects. This is glow intensity, and basically it does as it says on the tin. Makes your object glow. Like so. Got a slight glow there, or you can go full glow. Make it shine like a star. Also, if you check this little box here, it makes the object emitting the glow invisible. That way you can use it for like dot sights, neon glow, some kind of alien, or a lightsaber, something like that. something where you don't want to see what's emitting the light. Just uncheck that a minute. And we're going to do some more texturing with the textures within Maya. Sorry, it's 4 AM, I'm exhausted. I've been training all day. Don't know what I'm saying. These are the Maya textures. We've got 2D, 3D, environment textures, and other textures. Let's go into 2D textures. So we got in here. We got some nice mountain, got some ocean, some water. Or we can go into 3D textures. And then you got things like clouds, granite, leather, marble, snow. Let's click marble. Give that a marble texture. Press 6 to show the texture. This goes basically in texture mode. So 4 is net mode, 5 is polygon mode, 6 is texture mode. Let's do a quick render of that. Oh, it's quite bright. Let's go into Maya-God. You can also, you can't actually change the color on this one. You can change the transparency, the ambient color, the incandescence. So you could say that incandescence lightens the texture when you can't lighten it in the color options. Let's just turn down this glow effect. Let's have a look at that texture. Very nice. Anyway, that was well, actually no, before I go I will show you the other two textures just so you're happy. This is the Blinn. As you can see, it has a little bit of a shine to it. If you go into polygons, get a plane, just put that across the floor. Also give that a Blinn. Let's just take a render of that. As you can see, nothing really happens. That's because there's nothing to reflect off it. There's no light in this scene. Let's just go bevel this. Apply. Render it again. As you can see, now it has a slight shine. That's because it's giving it the light angles to bounce off of. When it's a straight flat plane, the light doesn't really bounce off it. However, when we go into Mental Ray later on, you can just use single lights, or when we do the lighting tutorial. Basically, you either need a light to be bouncing off it, or if you're like me, you're just doing it from standard Maya software. You can bevel it to give it more angles. More angles, you get a bit of a reflection of it. And then we have the Blinn. The Pong, sorry. Take the Pong. This is a more refined shine, like stainless steel or polished silver. It gives you like that twinkle. Anyway, that's part 1 of basic texturing. Next time I'll go into Photoshop textures and I'll teach you how to make a crate out of simple pieces of wood images. Well, that's good night from me. I'm off to bed, exhausted.